Okay, so let me tell you about this movie that I saw yesterday. It's called Leave the World Behind. It's on Netflix and it stars Julia Roberts. Um, Perhaps a couple of other people, Kevin Bacon and Uma Thurman's ex-husband. I can't remember his name. Dead Poets Society. I can't remember his name. Anyway, this movie, I'm not going to spoil it for you. But what I am going to tell you is that what it is trying to do is it's trying to show you something that you need to look at the deeper meaning of this movie if you watch it. And you need to understand that the powers that rule this place will do anything that they can possibly do to grab hold. One of the reasons that we can't get rid of them is because they do this every time it's time for them to leave. And because they do it, you buy it hook, line, and sinker. I started reading the book. Let me see if I can find this. Atlantis, the Antediluvian World. And I recommend everybody read this because you're going to find out through reading it that there has been certainly something about this country that you're not aware of. You're starting to maybe get a little bit of a peek of it through TikTok videos and maybe even mud flood videos with regard to YouTube. But it's trying to tell you that this country has had a bigger role in the world since people originally lived here. And if you go to the Book of Mormon, and this is important because the Book of Mormon is going to tell you that everybody that literally lives on this precious land, okay? Because to the Lord, okay, of this land, whether you think it's Satan or you think it's the sun, okay? Whether you think it's the Anunnaki or you think it's the, those that are of Adoil, okay? The light. You're gonna, know from the Book of Mormon that this is a special place, and the only way that you can live here is to worship this place or worship in purity. Now, what that means is that's going to come down to natural law, because natural law is the law of the sun. And even in Hidden Hand, they tell you, they give you these stories. And I remember when they first came out, many people didn't believe these stories because they felt like, this was nothing that we'd ever heard before. Now, it's, I don't know, 2012, 2008, really. So how many years later is that? Is that 15 years? So we've evolved thanks to, opportunities like YouTube and TikTok. Now, a lot of people hate TikTok because they think it's Chinese. That's just ludicrous. If there's truth in something, you shouldn't care where it comes from. It really shouldn't matter. And I'm telling you, if you look at all of the truth that there is in TikTok in just the herbal and, natural cures for things. Like, I'll give you an example. So, I lost a lot of weight because I fasted for over 40 days, about 45 days I fasted when I was in jail. Back 2-3 years ago, I had gotten real ticked off about a seatbelt ticket I got, and the way that the town that I was dealing with was dealing with it. So I got myself in trouble with contempt of court. It's not worth it, but it served its purpose for me, because many of you will go back and look at my videos, and if you go back as far back as you can go, you can see that a couple of years ago I lost a lot of weight. Most of it I lost, all over my body, but you only get to see my face. And so, you can see that I have lost a lot of weight because my face is not round anymore. Anyway, while I was there, I fasted. And so, to me, that was all the things that I had learned off the internet. And actually, to be honest with you, in the, certain Bibles, certain scriptures, and the Bible itself. So, reading the Bible to get truth out of it, even though we know that it's like, there's one person on the site right now that is just trying to agitate me. And no offense, to that person, because, I understand you don't like it because I speak out against certain blood types and a certain blood group, and there's good reason why I do that. But mostly it's to shake you guys up so that you will straighten up and, fly right. Really, honestly, that's what it's about. Somebody needed to speak to you way back when you were making decisions that have really, your hierarchy has put you in a position to have to pay for their karmic debt. And yet we're all paying for your karmic debt, because we all have to live here together. And you keep telling us that we're all one, but yet you don't respect natural law. Because if you did respect natural law, we could hear it when you talk. Now, some of you respect it to a degree. Yeah. But you've got your issues. And, it's not all that hard to figure out what they are. You're connected to the magic thing, okay? I'm talking about you Anunnaki descendants. I'm not talking about the Igigi right now. I'm talking about the O negatives. Just saying. So the reason that you get to continually be the boss here is because you start up this at the end of every cycle. It's not the first cycle. And if you look in this book of, Atlantis, the antediluvian world, you're gonna find out that, and I'll speak more about it. There was the time of the giants, and when you read this, you're going to think, okay, well that's the giant men. No, not necessarily the giant men. Giant animals, okay? And them giant animals that crept upon the earth at that time could literally have easily been grass eaters. Just saying, at that time. But something happened. And many of them went from eating fruits and leaves and grasses to, other mammals. And see, that's a huge problem. But anyway, there was also, a time of hominids. And these were the men that, men and women that Enki found in the Abzu, which is probably where the word zoo comes from. The Abizu, get it? Abizu, Abzu. Anyway, so, he knew better than to do what he did. I really don't think that they had much of a choice, because they were literally losing their place because they had destroyed it, mostly because of their behaviors. Not our problem, okay? So my opinion was about this, that we helped them. I don't know if they were able to save their planet or not. Believe me, it's not up there in the solar system above the dome, flying around above the sun. But it's interesting how, they're trying to put themselves above the light. You see what I mean? This has been a problem for a very long time. They continually put themselves above the one true Lord of this world. And you can say whatever you want to. Oh, that's sun worship. Well, go read the book, Antediluvian, and you're going to find out that that's exactly what the Mayans and the Aztecs were doing. They were worshiping the sun. In fact, that pyramid in Chichen Itza not only describes what, the cycle of the sun is, but it gives you a pretty good impression of an explanation of the heavens. Now, since then, I have realized that this is not spread out this way. It's spread out this way. So this is what it's spread out. So outside the outer walls is where these places end up being. And we don't know exactly what the configuration is. There's a lot of people drawing a lot of pictures of what they think it is, but we don't actually know. But we do now understand that if there's a dome and then there's people from outside of our space, outer space, that can easily be out here. Doesn't have to be from up there. So they lied about that too. And if you go back to Moses, you're going to find out that Jethro is the one that trained him on how to view religion. Jethro is the one that set it up. This is a descendant of Esau, just so you know. It's not just Esau. It's a descendant of Esau and Ishmael. I'm going to read to you this one little section that would be highly worth it. This is out of the Targum of Palestine, but it's from the Jerusalem Bible, okay? So now why this is important is because this explains at the very end of the book. You can read it in the Targum, but I chose to pull it out from the Jerusalem, which is also included in the Targum of Palestine, because this is going to give you exactly what you need to know. So you just need to pay attention here for just a minute. I'm going to read this to you, and I may read it to you again later. But because so many of you get on this site late and then you miss the whole point of the video. And then you have to come back and figure out what you saw and what you didn't see. Anyway, I'm going to read this to you right now. I'm going to keep this short. I'm going to try not to read too much, but the next video that you're going to get from me is going to be a lot of reading of Scripture. And it says, this is the benediction wherewith Moses, the prophet of the Lord, blessed the children of Israel before he should be gathered. And he said, Lord was revealed from Sinai to give the law unto the people of Beth Israel. He arose in his glory upon Mount Seir. Now, Mount Seir is an Edomite mountain. We know that Mount Sinai, at least the Mount Sinai that we know about that's darkened at the top, is in Arabia. So already, you know, we're making a connection here with Ishmael and Esau. To give the law of the sons of Esau, to give the law to the sons of Esau. But after they found that it was written therein, thou shalt do no murder, they would not receive it. He revealed himself in his glory on the mountain of Gebala to give the law to the sons of Ishmael. But when they found that it was written therein, you shall not be thieves, they would not receive it. Again, did he reveal himself upon Mount Sinai, and with the 10,000s of holy angels, and the children of Israel said, all that the word of the Lord hath spoken, we will perform and obey. And he stretched forth his hand from the midst of the flaming fire, and he gave the law to his people. Now, you cannot turn your back on the mafia people. You need to understand we live in mafia world. See, they made Westworld, and they made, what was it, Roman World, and they made, what was the other one? Future World, okay? But they should have made Mafia World, because that's where we live. We live in Mafia World. So now we've got strong connection because of Ruel and his son or grandson. Well, we could probably figure this out. We'll come back to that. I'm talking about Job, which is also called Jobab, which is also called Hobab. Okay? Anyway, so the Edomites wouldn't accept it, the law, because they saw that there was no murder. And that meant that these lions that are connected to Donald Trump, Elon Musk, you know, the Jews in Israel, okay, the Catholic Church, do you understand? I'm trying to help you understand. See that church, Mystery Babylon the Great, mother of all harlots, abomination of the earth, the, you know, great and, oh shoot, quoting from the Book of Mormon, abominable church that left out the plain and precious parts of the gospel. And if you read the Gospel of Holy 12, that's going to be it. Now, they wouldn't give up murder. They wouldn't give up murder. The Edomites, they wouldn't give it up. They would not give it up. the Red and Harrys. You know, like Harry, Prince Harry, you know, like Elizabeth, like Charles. Okay. So now the Ishmaelites are clearly, you know, they're the mother of Ishmael is the daughter of Pharaoh. Okay. Abraham is the father, but he sends Ishmael away in his time. He sends Ishmael away. Along with all of the sons, I think there were 6 of them, that were from Keturah, which is Ketu and Rahu, and that is a Vedic name for Mars and Venus, which are both places of punishment. Mars is the 3rd heaven, Venus is the 2nd heaven. And it's interesting because if we really consider how Enki all of a sudden went from, you know, being the Lord of the earth to being the Lord of the sea. Explained in the book Atlantis, the Antediluvian World, one of the cycles where these men, when they were flooded, when the world was flooded, they were turned into fish. Like I've always told you about the dolphins, right? And possibly whales. But the bottom line is that the dolphins have a kinship with the alien greys. The alien greys are, you know, the Atlanteans. To this day, they fly around in saucers, but they do not live at the North Pole, people. That's Enki. The North Pole is Enlil. That's the Lord of the sky. And then, of course, Marduk is the Lord of the land. You got all these beasts of the sea, beasts of the land, and you know, we're not told that Enlil is going to be the beast of the sky, but we understand that in all animal groups, there is a designation of their place, and there is also beast within them. Okay? And this is why I think that probably it's saying Enlil is going to give his he told Byrd, Admiral Byrd, he told Byrd that he was going to save all of our technology for after, you know, he doesn't call it a tribulation, he calls it a pall, like the Dark Ages, where possibly no flower will be left. Okay? This is all I'm connecting back to the movie that I was going to tell you about. Just hang there with me. I'm getting there. So you need to be looking at all the time on this video, because there's a lot in this video. So anyway, and I'm connecting all of this to Esau and Ishmael, because we see, let's go now to the bankers. So it says that he went to the sons of Ishmael, this so-called Lord, but when they found that it was written therein, "You shall not be thieves," they would not receive it. Again, He did reveal himself on Mount Sinai, where the Israelites were. Meet the new boss, same as the old boss. Let's talk about that now. Before we do, I'm just going to finish up this last little part that I've got for you here. This is also in the Jerusalem Bible. Moving on to, this is the last chapter of the Targum, and this is the Jerusalem part, not the PAL part, the Targum of Palestine. So it says, is it not manifest and known before him that neither the sons of Esau nor of Ishmael would receive the law? Does that make sense? Who are the bankers in England, the world bankers, the great central banks? Who are they? That's Ishmael. Nevertheless, because he loved his people of Beth Israel, as myriads of holy angels, though he brought upon them many corrections, they rested not, nor desisted from the doctrine of the law. And behold, they were conducted and brought on at the foot of his cloud, and went forward and encamped according to his word. The sons of Israel said, Moses commanded us the law. He gave it for an inheritance and a possession to the congregations of the house of Jacob. And a king shall arise from the house of Jacob. When the heads of the people are gathered together unto him, shall the tribes of Israel be obedient. Now, that may or may not happen, but I'm telling you, if this Lord is the Son, we don't have no problem. This great central Son of ours. But if this is an Anunnaki named Anu, okay, it's all bets are off, you see. And so that's the big mystery of what's going on here. See, we know that it's written in our hearts, but we don't understand all these names that anyone can possess. And they keep changing their names. Clearly, they keep changing their names. They do it to the point where they make it confusing just by doing that. And honestly, I don't think that that's right, that they should do that. All right. So we'll put this over here for the moment. So let's go back to our, famous song by The Who. We'll be fighting in the streets with our children at our feet, and the morals that they worship will be gone. And the men who spurred us on sit in judgment of all wrong. They decide, and the shotgun sings the song. So the men spurring us on are the ones that sit in judgment. That's what the Anunnaki said in their little hidden hand thing. That the problem that arose in the beginning was that they came here, to help us out, because we weren't getting as many people as we needed to mature into heaven. But we're not so sure this isn't heaven, because heaven and earth, well, I'm just saying, we don't know what to believe on certain issues because, we're finding out that everything is different than what we thought it was. Literally everything is a lie. Because, again, they are liars. They lie about everything. And months ago, we wouldn't care. I mean, more like years ago, we wouldn't care. Now, as the months go by, we care more and more because we can see that they're ruining the world. But to what end? So I want to read the song to you so you may understand the end that they're trying to move us to. So it says, sit in judgment of all wrong, and they decide, and the shotgun sings the song. So in other words, what kind of a God is this that threatens his people? Like the curses and the blessings in Leviticus. Why do we need, I mean, you know, I've always said this to I would call you Native Americans. I would not call you, you know, African Americans, but I don't want to offend you by saying this wrong. People of color, of the darker color, you know, why would you want to worship Zeus anyway? I mean, I just don't even understand that. Because clearly, back in the day of the Atlantean, world, antediluvian world of Atlantis, the sun worship was what you were doing. I'm talking about the Native Americans and the Tolmecs, which were, you know, black. I don't understand. You've turned from your God. It seems like to worship a God that clearly in the Bible is one that threatens his people. I'm sorry, I just don't understand that. I don't get that. I don't get that. But we know that there's, you know, the sun and the moon, and we know that there's Adoil and Arcturus. Now, it turns out that Adoil and the sun may be two different suns. Maybe. In this realm, there's not supposed to be anything above the light. We see the dome has lights in it, but we see that, you know, and we know that that's where the fallen stars come from, because that's in the scriptures. They're not meteors. They don't do that much damage. They're not that big. This is a closed dome, okay? Let's get that straight. It says, I'll tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow to the new revolution, so there's going to be new laws. By the way, these men that spur us on, sit in judgment of all wrong. In going back to this is hidden hand. It's the result of them having the karmic debt of not being able to leave here. Personally, this is my feeling about it. Get out, okay? Get the F out. Just leave. Now, in saying this, that's going to cause a huge vacuum like that. And that's what this movie is preparing you for. This movie is preparing you for this very thing. And you people that live in fear are not going to do well in it, because you're going to see that that fear thing isn't going to help you if you see this movie with Julia Roberts. Anyway, we'll talk more about it. But it says, smile and grin at the change all around, pick up my guitar and play just like yesterday. Then I'll get on my knees and pray we don't get fooled again. But we will get fooled again. You will get fooled again because you are expecting a different guy. I'm expecting a new guy. One that tells me you are gone. Because if you're here, you say that you get the ability to rule here because you've been imprisoned here. That's the karmic restitution that you're given. And I say to you, I want you out. I want you to go home. Technically, if we did all of that gold digging for you, then you should have been able to correct your, planet, wherever it is, be it out there, or wherever. It ain't up there, but, be it out there. You should be able to cover all that. You should be able to, all these years, you should have been able to fix it, but you just keep bilking us out of everything you can get out of us. You're going to leave nothing left for us. And that's what you do everywhere you go. And that's what I want. I want you to leave. I want you to go and not come back. I don't care if it leaves a vacuum. We'll figure the vacuum out of you leaving, okay? We don't want Enlil to come back and make deals with us so that he can run things now. Again, more of you Zeusers. We don't want you. That's the problem. We don't want you. The reason we don't want you is because you've done a terrible job. You've done the worst job ever. You have ruined this place, and you always do. So this is my declaration. You will leave and go back to wherever you came from. I don't care where it is. You will go. Leave the vacuum. If you got to take all your crap with you, go ahead and take it. Okay? We'll be much better off here without you. Because you're a troublemaker. You're bullies, you're murderers, and you're thieves. This is what I'm saying to you. So a change had to come. We knew it all along. We were liberated from the fold. That's all. And the world looks just the same. And history ain't changed because the banners, they all flown in the last war. I'll tip my hat to the new Constitution, take a bow for the new revolution, smile and grin at the change all around. See, this is Freemasonic stuff. Oh, look, we're going to be in charge again. Look, the Anunnaki are going to put us in charge of them again. Really? I don't think so. You bastards just need to go and get in the ground, okay? It's where you came from, go back to where you came from. It says, just like yesterday, I'll get on my knees and pray that we don't get fooled again. It says, I'll move myself and my family aside if we happen to be left half alive. Well, of course we will. I'll get all my papers and smile at the sky, for I know that the hypnotized never lie. Whatever that means. Now he's got, that word Y-E-A-H, because they got to have it in their songs. It's a requirement. At least once. It's in here twice. It says there's nothing different in the streets, looks any different to me, and the slogans are all effaced by the by. And the parting on the left and the parting on the right, talking about the left and the right. And the beards have all grown longer overnight. That's because of the darkness, of this movie that they're trying to tell you about. This is not the only movie. There was another movie that's on Facebook, Netflix too. I'll tip my hat. And the last thing he says is that Y-A-H, meet the new boss, same as the old boss. There you go. Here's my answer to that. Now, when you see these words, they have meanings. Shah, the first group that made this song just said na 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 na. Na 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 na. Hey, 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 goodbye. But the second group comes along and says, wait a minute, let's not leave out the Shins, the Fang people, the Canaanites. Let's include them in this too. So they did. So now you got The Nas, which are for the Nakash, right? The serpents. So you've got the Fang people, you've got the Canaanites, you've got the serpents, and then you got the Hay-Hays, which are the Anunnaki. I think they were all the Anunnaki when they came here. So let's look at what it says. It says, Sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, hey, 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 goodbye. That's my answer to your, your movies, all of your threats and all of your, scaring and all of your stinking money tricks, all of that stuff. I'm just going to say, get out, okay? Get the hell out now. And if you leave now and you don't cause commotion and disturbance, you just explain to everybody that you have to leave because we don't need you anymore. We've grown up. We don't need you anymore. That'll be just fine. Says he'll never love you the way I love you. See, to me, I know the Son loves me. Because if he did, no, he wouldn't make you cry. He might be thrilling, baby, but my love, so doggone willing, so kiss him. I want to see you kiss him. I want to see you kiss him. Go on and kiss him goodbye now. If they ever wrote a song about the woman, the A and B woman, that's this song. That's this song. That's what this song is about. Listen to me now. He's never near you to comfort you and cheer you. When all those sad tears are falling, baby, from your eyes, he might be thrilling, baby, but my love, so doggone willing, so kiss him. I want to see you kiss him. I want to see you kiss him. Go on and kiss him. Goodbye. Sha-na-na-na, sha-na-na-na, hey, 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 goodbye. And we get a couple of rounds of that. Gets right to the point without messing around. That's my answer to you. You were a terrible, terrible teacher. You were the worst teacher ever. All you ever did was teach how not to do something. Anything you've ever done, you've taught how not to do it. I think we can do without you now. And I'd like for you to leave. I don't care about the vacuum that you're going to create. And if these stinking countries are going to pile up on us, that would be a mistake. They need to go after you. That's what they need to do, because you're the one that's been punishing them, not us. We don't care about your stinking government. We don't care about your stinking religions. We don't care about your stinking educational system. We don't care about your stinking military. We don't care about your stinking monetary system. We don't care about none of your stinking stuff. You just need to go. Anyway, well, there you have it. So now let me go now. And I'm not going to spoil the movie for you, okay? But, it's all, I'm just going to tell you, it's to scare you, because the vacuum's going to happen no matter what. It's going to happen sooner or later, okay? We need to get it together, people. We need to let them go, because they need to go. This place will never be good as long as they're here. It was good before they got here. The hominids were eating, They were eating grasses and grains, or grasses and leaves and fruit. Yeah. They were jostling with the gazelles. They were swimming with the teeming fish in the rivers and in the lakes. And then when the flood came, you know, we literally, you know, survived somehow, some way, or we wouldn't be here. Not without modification, because you modified us yet again. But the giant men that were yours, that belonged to your Shahs and your Nas and your Hays, okay, they drowned and became fishmen. And because they had to go with Enki, because that's what you chose. See, I'm not going with Enki. I'm not going to be a fish. I'm not going to be a serpent under the ground. That's not what I want. I'm going to be a sun lover. And if the moon can behave herself, I'm okay with that too. But that black hole sun, well, that's where the rest of you can go. You had your fun, you came up here, you took advantage of every single advantage you could take up here. Now, get your reward for that. Okay. So, I'm just going to say one more thing about the movie. That movie is designed to make you feel helpless and scared, so you'll say, "Oh, please don't leave us. Please don't leave us." If you are part of their Shah, if you're part of their Na, if you're part of their Hey, you don't get a say-so. This ain't about you. You're part of their world. You came here with them to oppress. You understand? You get to go back with them. You don't get a vote. No. You're not going to get a vote in my world. No, you can expect natural law if you manage to qualify to get to stay here. But that's all you're going to get. We don't owe you nothing. If anything, you owe us plenty. Plenty. You owe us quite a bit of restitution. And you owe us the dignity to put this thing back together in a proper, it's like a relay race, okay? There's a man running as fast as he can run with his baton, and his job is to place it in that other man's hand. That's your job. You're to pass the baton with dignity and honor. That's your job. And I will settle for nothing less. Just remember that. I'm settling for nothing less. You know it, and I know it. That's what's got to happen. Get yourself ready to do your part, and then leave. Go back to your own home world. Let your own people decide what to do with you. And then, if we see that your behavior on your way out the door has been upstanding, then we'll decide whether we want to trade with you in the future. But don't make the mistake of thinking that we can't handle this place, because we can. It was doing fine before you got here. Yeah. All right, so I want to talk about one more thing. Talk about The Shift. This movie that everybody's talking about. It's on at the theater right now. It has to do with really what I would call New Age religion. Okay? Again, they've told you in Hidden Hand that that's just the evolution of their, you know, religion anyway. It's just an evolutionary evolutionary move, a direction that they're going to go. But in the end, does the guy not end up right back working that you know, alternative dimension that he went to didn't look that much different to me. It's just a trick to get you to be under the new boss. Look at all of their court stuff. You cannot go to court without being asked, do you stand under me? And of course, we've been ignorant and we've said, yeah, of course we know what you're saying. But it don't mean the same thing. It means, do you stand under me? No. We don't stand under you. We don't stand under you no more. No. And we're not playing your game either. We're not going to play your game. I'm not going to waste all my time learning how to play your game. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to learn how to farm. I'm going to learn how to make herbs. See this thing right here? My bird neck, because I lost all that weight. I'm going to use a seed to get rid of that. Maybe not the next time you see me. I'm going on a little trip. But the time after that you see me, maybe you'll see that I did a little something about that. No Botox. Just seeds. So that's an experiment that I'm going to do. And thank goodness for TikTok, for all you people that are TikTok lovers. I hope that you're spending your time wisely on it. And you're learning how to fill the vacuum when these people leave. Because it's going to be a big suction when they go. We'll be lucky if they don't leave us in a position that we have to deal with these other countries. See, they'll rush in Enlil this time. See, Enlil will do it this time. See, it's been Enki, it's been Marduk, now to be Enlil. To save us. No, we are not contracting with you in that way. No, we're not contracting with you. Take all your buildings, like Frank Lloyd Wright, with you when you go back. That's the earth. You will not get to stay here. I'm telling you. I'm not making deals with you. I'm not making any deals with you. You are leaving. That's my plan. So this movie, The Shift, the guy literally ends up back with his woman, okay, that he was manipulated all around about from the very beginning. And you'll if you listen real close, you'll find out why. Because at the beginning of the movie, right, he was what? He was the guy that had the big stock or banking thing that collapses. See, that's what the devil's always going to do to you. He's going to make you fail so that he can come in and tell you what he wants from you next. And the next thing he wants is not to benefit you, it's to benefit him so that you can worship him. No, sorry. You're not the kind of person that I can worship. You're just not. Besides, we're not supposed to worship people. You know, those of you who did listen to the Gospel of the Holy 12, you know that he was not asking for worship. He was just being a brother on the same level. That's what we're going to have. That's what I expect. We're going to do it by counsel, wise counsel. The way the Native Americans did it. That's how it's going to work. But anyway, you know, to end up right back where we left off, you know, that's an insult to our intelligence, really. You know, and all your little games that you're playing with your digital money, with your military, you know, your microwave weapons that you used in Hawaii, on literal people who had no idea. But you wanted their land. You wanted it. And they wouldn't give it up, so that's what you did to them. You don't deserve nothing from us. You've gotten all you're going to get, and when this is over, you're going to be gone. I'm telling you right now, every one of you is going to leave. And then after you leave, and we wait for a while, and we see what kind of way you have behaved, we'll make a determination. But I'm telling you right now, you can't change the stripes on a tiger. You can't change the spots on a leopard, and that's what you are. So anyway, that's my answer to your stupid movie. Literally, that's my answer to your stupid crap. So just get ready, because when this comes down, you are going to be made to leave. Whatever council that, you know, is in charge of this place will, once we say what we want, there's no, and I'm not talking about you. See, that breeding program was for you to infiltrate our bloodlines, but it backfired on you, because none of those marriages could last, could they? Nope. Nice try, but you failed. You see, you failed. Your, you know, attempts to infiltrate our blood group, your one blood bus. Yeah, O what? Positive, right? O negative. One blood, O positive, O negative. That's what you want. Poor lady I live with, she was an AB negative. Now the doctor tells her she's an O negative. Watched a TV show, a Russian TV show on Netflix about these robots. And the robot is a very special, high, you know, we've never had one like this before, because it's an empath. It's able to literally look at you and tell what you're thinking. And this particular robot is a killer. As long as she kills to protect the family unit, that's in her code. As long as that's in her code, she thinks that's okay. She can kill to protect the family. See, it's all about fear with you. You just want us to live in fear. See? And you're behind the scenes causing all of the dramas. We know it's you. Really, just stop. And some of you on this side, I wonder whether or not that you're empathic, because maybe you're a little bit like this robot. A mother? I mean, this was supposed to be a sex robot. What happened? I don't get it. You're trying to replace a wife with an avenging angel. What the hell? Why do we need an avenging angel? We don't. Not if you're here. If you're gone, we don't need all that. You see what I mean? Just go. I mean, really. Don't beg, don't grovel. Don't get on your high horse either. Just go. We don't owe you nothing. If anything, you are going to pay lots of karmic debt before this is over. Yeah. Let's put a little pressure on you for a change, instead of the other way around. See how you like it. And you know that I know what I'm talking about. You know it. Because you know how natural law works. You just got away with it for so long because you poisoned us. Our water, our food, our medicine. You even poisoned our pets. Really. Anyway, that's going to do it for me on this video. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, but I'm not going to miss the Edomites and the Ishmaelites. Oh, one other thing about this movie before I go. So I want to read this to you, because when I was looking at this in Wikipedia, I found this very interesting. Okay, so I had looked at a TikTok video that was talking about the beast. He was literally saying the beast was the executive producer on this. And I'm thinking, well, let me go look and see who the beast is. So I'm on here and I go, and it's like the it's the end of the first sentence gives you his name. Now pay attention. This is how they do it. Sam, that's Samael. Make no mistake about it. That's Samael. E-S-M-A-I-L. Now, it could have been M-A-E-L. But it's a combination of the name Esau and Ishmael. How about that one for you? Funny that the guy said, oh, you know, the beast was the executive director and producer on this. Wow. That's written right there for you. Uncle Sam, the military, Uncle Sam, get it? Esau, you know, look, I know you Irish people don't like it, okay? And I'm not saying every Irishman is an Edomite, okay? Who taught Solomon how to build a temple? Where did Solomon learn all this about demons? Freemasons. Tribe of Dan, right? Hello? Phoenicians. Hibernia. And when we go down there to, New Orleans, I mean, is there any doubt in your mind that that place is Catholic? No, of course not. Same thing with Mobile, Alabama, where I met my wife. This is a Catholic town. Yeah. So it's an Edomite town. Do you understand? It's like saying that I have a book. One of these days I'm going to pull it out. It tells you that Rome is Esau. Okay. That does it. That is my video. Thank you very much. Again, have a nice day, the rest of you.